Hey, everybody, and welcome to another spooky Sunday. Right now, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden, is on kind of a current hiatus until after the holiday season. But for right now, we're getting a chance to run some fabulous one or possibly even two shots with our players and our uh, wonderful channel founder, Michael. We have a series of announcements today, and so Michael, could you run those for me?
Sure, we just want to thank some of our sponsors. We want to thank Twitch and Streamlabs OBS for allowing us to be affiliated with them. And we want to thank our friends at Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games for all their support. If you type in our Twitch chat, !Little Dragon or !CCG, you'll get a quick link to both of their websites where you can order some awesome dice and other RPG gear. And if you use the coupon codes PROBONUS, you get 10% off of your order. So make sure that you visit those awesome people and use those codes to tell them that we sent you. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you. I am Jim. I am your salty and shanty DM for the evening. We are going to be running a one-shot game that I picked up of DM's Guild. Maybe a year or two ago, that was written by the Arcane Library. So if anyone wants to go and find Arcane Library and check out there and find really wonderful designed shots or advice or combat cards, definitely check out Arcane Library. They're a wonderful resource. Today we will be playing The Secrets of Skyhorn Lighthouse. And my players will now be introducing themselves. So starting, we'll do Keplin, Michael, Dave for the introduction. So if you could please tell us your name and who you will be playing tonight.
I'm Keplin. I usually play Sundays and also Mondays. I am playing Castle, who is a bugbear barbarian.
My name is Michael. I can be found on multiple streams and hanging out with awesome people like these people. I am going to be trying something new tonight. I'm going to be playing Cookie Sugarcrumb, a fairy monk of the Sun Soul.
Alright, and I'm Dave. I'm here on Sundays playing as Moretta, and tonight I'm going to be playing as a rock gnome named Skib.
Doing an accent, yes please.
We're doing a voice!
Dave and Keplin, and Michael too, know that I love characters with accents. I think every single one of my characters has had a strange or weird fun accent.
I was honestly really inspired by Jim. He comes every different game with a new accent. Very, very creative. A lot of work put into it, so I've been talking to myself in the car for the past 3 days trying to get this right. It's sliding all over the place, but it's happening.
You're doing really well.
It's fantastic. Just watching a lot of British soap operas and trying to mimic them. Okay, so we will now enter into our tale. The three of you have been traveling together for some time. You are an adventuring party. You have, done at least enough to get you in real world terms to level 5, let's say. And so the party is wandering around down the coast of whatever fantasy world that you please. And suddenly, in front of them, you hear and this like flapping sound. And then on a little outcropping of rock in front of you, this like really dirty, ugly seagull just crash lands into the rocks.
Look at that awful thing.
Oh, jeeps! Is it dead?
I start looking up at the sky. Looking for more.
Hey, who you calling awful?
Did it just talk?
You ain't dead, you're just talking. You're...
Sorry, I had a rough night last night and a rough landing now.
You're filthy. You're absolutely filthy.
What do you expect? I'm a seagull. I'm a rat with wings.
I think he was out getting sloshed.
Definitely.
Looks like it.
Some people might have left a couple of cans on the beach. That's not really my fault. They're littering. It's wrong, but I'm an awful garbage bird.
Well, listen, I got a couple of eggs in my bag. I can cook you up, or
You just carry
eggs. Yeah.
And you realize I'm a bird, right? Birds don't eat eggs.
It came to me a couple minutes after I said it, so maybe some cheese?
You got any cigarettes?
No, I swore off the stuff years ago. You should too.
I could murder a cigarette right now. Alright, well, that's no, never mind. I got a message. You're heroes, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Alright. Well, I got a message from Lucian Skyhorn. He keeps the lighthouse, out in the nearby town, and he's being attacked by some creatures.
Is this Lucian
Needs
honorable?
Yeah. He keeps the lighthouse. You gotta be honorable to keep a lighthouse. It's like part of the job description.
Oh. I did not know that.
Because if you're not honorable, you don't have the lights up, and then the ships will crash. Ipso facto, Columbo.
He's at least honorable in the lighthouse keeping. Yeah, okay, we get it. We got that.
Yeah. He grabbed me out of the air and said, "Enough being a terrible, worthless bird. I need your help." And he gave me this message, gave me the ability to talk for a little while, and then sent me on my way to find some help.
Oh, he's a magic man.
And so your talking is temporary.
Yeah. No one wants to hear seagulls talk for too long. We're the worst. Somehow, I'm now from Brooklyn. That's okay. The accent is devolving as my ability to talk devolves.
Well, all right, so you just want us to go up the hill to the lighthouse and get whatever
it's
it
in
is.
the next town.
All right, a couple of hills to the lighthouse.
You should be able to find some kind of sea captain to take you out to the lighthouse.
Oh yeah, that won't be a problem. All right, well,
All
well, you know what kind of monsters or beasties it is.
And he suddenly stops talking and flaps up kind of awkwardly into the air, poops, and then flutters away because seagulls are the worst.
Oh, shikes.
Brief
Ran out of
aside,
time.
How disgusting.
Jim absolutely hates seagulls, so
I don't remember
So,
the
the whole
seagull
opening
story
just
I'll tell
dunk
everyone
on
later.
Seagulls.
So, what?
yeah.
Why was that seagull talking to us?
I mean, he just wants us to go help a guy in a lighthouse. I guess it's a friend of his.
Apparently there's this honorable lighthouse keeper named Lucian who was attacked, and then gave a seagull magical powers to speak. A dirty seagull.
I mean, nice people can be friends with the kind of the dirtier folks.
Hey,
True.
who you talking about me?
I'm saying use the nice ones. I'm the dirtier folk.
Well, you certainly are short.
All right, Cookie over here is 2 inches tall. We don't have to talk about me. Cookie's right there.
Who's calling me short?
Calling
are
short.
short.
He's the tallest in his family.
That's true.
Oh, 3,000 of them.
Thank you, God.
Well,
Well, we gonna help them out of
Dude.
the lighthouse or not?
are we actually believing the seagull? This is the
It
first
was a
time we've ever
seagull.
had a seagull talk to us, correct?
I mean, I guess that's a fair point. I've had seagulls talk to me before, but it was sort of in my head. You know, you get kind of crazy out on the waves, but this one's the first time I've had witnesses.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to do.
That's kind of my feeling.
I'm with it. Let's go.
So the three of you kind of follow the trail, the road along the coastline, and as you kind of come up over a bluff, you look down and you see that the road kind of winds down almost a valley like thing that kind of leads into a little cove. And from the top of the bluff, you see that the cove is almost kind of like circular. That the town is kind of arrayed on the shoreline. Inside of it, there is a series of kind of barrier rocks in a large circle that leads out into the sea. And at the kind of what is the outside most of a circle?
Diameter?
Circumference, I think you're thinking. Like along the circumference?
The full
in drawing, it's called a contour.
Edge, the contour, let's say, opposite of the town, at the very edge of this line of kind of rocks and reef and stone, is a large stone lighthouse that sits atop a small island. The light would normally kind of be on most of the time. You need a lighthouse in order to signal ships of a safe place to pass your ships so you don't hit any rocks or reefs or anything. And this lighthouse serves that kind of a function, but the light is not on at the moment. And as you're looking kind of out, you see like the waves normally ebb and flow in a very predictable manner, but you see that there's kind of like swirling motions in different areas of the cove that kind of, defy normal wave conventions. In any case, you figure that you will understand when you get a bit of a closer look, and you descend down the bluff into the town. In the Roll20, I've got a picture of just kind of a rollicking portside dock town. You have different people moving and carrying things, barrels being lifted and adjusted, and you pass by several taverns, and there are lots of ships. In fact, a lot more ships than there's probably normally are at the docks, and it's like the ships are kind of blocked up. There's not like a coming and going of ships. There's just like all the ships are in. Is there anything that y'all want to do?
They're all like ported, or is it like that? There's like a traffic jam or something. Like they're all like trying to get out.
Yeah, imagine like a traffic jam.
Okay.
Where it's like maybe people are wanting to come and go, but there's something keeping them jammed.
I am gonna like tug on the nearest person that's got like a length of rope in their hands or something like that, just like tug on the like side of their pants. Oi, what's going on? Bad currents? We saw the whirlpools up there from the bluff. Stuff got the winds cutting everything, making it too choppy to go out.
I don't know what's happening to the waters, but lately, most ships that go out don't be coming back.
Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want to go out then. All right.
And he leans way down, to you, and you can, smell, kind of faint rum on his breath, and tobacco, like chewing tobacco. Says, "You better beware. That harbor, that cove, it's not friendly anymore like it used to be." And he shoulders his rope and kind of, trundles away.
Grim. All right.
Very.
Well, I guess the seagull wasn't lying completely. Though I wouldn't say that a harbor master's as honorable as he said.
Yes, the light isn't on. The seagull said he was honorable enough to keep it on.
I mean, I could be optimistic and think we might be too late. At least that would keep his honor.
True.
Anyone else that y'all want to try to talk to or approach? You walk by, some different types of shops selling, all manner of usual things. Some bookshops, some food, some glass makers, some blacksmiths, some taverns. So, like, what kind of things do you guys want to check out while you're here in town?
I would probably start with the food, just to see if I found anything appetizing. But mostly I would try not to get myself in trouble.
Okay, so you approach what looks to be like an outdoor seating cafe. They've got a bunch of tables tables and chairs made from driftwood, and they have like some large poles in the center, and it has kind of a canopy made from old sail and rope. And you see a group of, to call them well dressed is a bit of misleading, but they definitely are better dressed than a lot of the other kind of common sailors or townspeople. They're more wearing kind of almost like a motley of like bright colored silks, or a fancy waistcoat here and there, or a nice hat, but it's not really all cohesive. It's not like a gentleman or gentlewoman's get up, but they seem to be having a good time. They're having a couple of mugs of ale and some food out on the tables, and a couple of games of dice, and everyone seems to be laughing and having a good time at this restaurant.
Is this sort of a wait to be seated, or is this to go up to the bar and order type of place?
You see people approaching the bar and then coming away, and then you see a human server wearing he's got a dirty shirt but a very clean apron, and he's kind of bringing out trays of food or drink from out of the back swinging doors. So you can approach the bar and to order if you like.
Yes, I'll go up, walking a little bit more measured than I usually do, as I'm rather tall, and I'll look around, catch the eye of the person there, and say, "Meat. Meat, please."
The half orc bartender kind of flips a rag over his shoulder and goes, "Well, we have some meat. We also have lots of fish. This is a fishing town. Would you care for some sea meat, as it were?" We have a lovely tuna in the back, fresh caught 2 days ago.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Francois! And he yells Francois back behind him, and a halfling kind of pulls open some kind of like sliding shutters behind him, and he's wearing a very tall and kind of a chef's toque, and he's got like kind of knives twirling around him, and says, "Yes, Francois, we'll have the tuna." And Francois is like, and he's just really working it. He opens up a kind of a magically runed cool box and takes out kind of tuna steaks out of that, and he starts prepping all this lovely tuna for you. He says, "Well, will we have an order of tuna for you and your two friends, and maybe some drinks?"
Ale?
Sure.
One ale, and for you, my friends.
Ale as well. That's fine.
And use what type of drink would you prefer?
Just some water, please.
Excellent, excellent. And so, like, you saw him kind of like stumble for a second, overseeing such a diminutive sized person, but he's a bartender. He's seen it all, and now he literally has. And so he gets a shot glass of water and dribbles some in there, and then just for clarity's sake, because drinking water isn't always very good. He kind of just drops a little tinkle of whiskey in there to purify the water, just a little bit, none that anyone would become intoxicated by, and then pulls a couple of ales, wipes off the foam, fills them up, and sets them down for you. And then Francois has finished with your tuna, and so he brings out 3 platters of tuna for you, and it is nice, like kind of sashimi style.
Is this a fresh catch?
It was caught 2 days ago, my fine fellow, and we have a magical box that keeps our food fresh for almost up to 2 weeks.
I'm just very picky about my diet.
Please try it. If it's not to your liking, I'm sure we can find something else for you.
I do have a question for you.
Oh, yes.
It is good. It's great. It's 2 days ago, yes, and that's before all this whirlpool business outside, keeping everybody from leaving and coming back and such.
Yes, it's very strange. All of the captains for many of the ships are kind of outside at this very establishment, and they seem to be very perturbed by what's happening. They can't really leave the bay. And if you can't leave the bay, then there's no fish, and if there's no fish, then there's no business, and I really hope someone will figure it out soon.
Right, and I've one more question, just because I'm curious. You're the only establishment with one of them magic boxes.
Oh no, several places around town have them. They're usually quite easy to come by. Master Skyhorn out at the lighthouse provided the magical runes in order to keep it cool.
Right. Interesting. Oh, but yeah, 2 days ago, all the mess outside started.
Oh yes, there's a couple of ships disappeared. One sunk a mere, 30, 40 feet from the docks. Just went down into the water.
Yeah, I heard anybody coming back.
No, the last person who went out and came back was Captain Coppertree, and she's a very rough individual, and so if something can rattle her like that, then I don't want to handle it myself. I'm just a business owner. I'm not adventurer like you three.
I look at Castle and Cookie should we?
What's this Captain Coppletree look like?
Oh, Captain Coppertree. Sheila to her friends. You have to wait for her to. Yes, Sheila Coppertree. She's a half elf, and she's the captain of one of the ships. The Annabelle Lee, I believe, is the name. You'll probably find her outside playing at a game of dice. Yeah, you can't miss her. Blonde hair, lovely hat.
Blonde hair, lovely hat. All right.
Well, Skib, I believe we have a lead.
I believe so. Now, if we can just get this... I want to savor this tuna, but we do... I mean, it feels... We got a lead, right? So I'm all excited, but I do want to savor this. It is really good.
You can certainly take your mugs and platters out to the cafe outside.
Do you have a little, a go baggie or something?
No go baggies. You'll have to finish here, but you can take them outside and just leave them at the tables.
Oh, right. I'm so stuffed. And Cookie slides the plate away, and he's only taken like 3 bites out of this massive piece of tuna, and he's full.
I just pick up the rest of the tuna and just basically
Was
I've already eaten
was
mine,
the tuna
licked
to
the
your
plate
liking,
clean.
sir?
Oh yes, it was delicious. Thank you.
Oh, good.
I just have to make sure that my intake is good for the mind, the body, and the soul.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. If you need anything else, my name is Carlos.
Carlos. I'm Cookie.
I bet you are.
I'll just Cookie slowly looks up at Castle and says, I don't think he believes me.
All
Oh,
right,
of course
Carlos.
I believe you, good sir. I've heard it all, and now I have.
All right, Carlos. Thank you. You've been a real help. The tuna was delicious. The information great. Everyone, let's yeah. Do we have a tab?
There remains to be the issue of recompense for your meal.
I look
cannot let
directly
you
at
just-
Castle.
Dine and dash, as it were.
Oh, Castle, did you look at the menu to actually see how much this was going to cost before we ordered? Oh,
I'm
no.
like staring at the people with silks tied around their shoulders, like.
Oh, no.
I don't think we.
It's happened again.
It's 2,000 gold a piece. I don't know how much stuff normally costs. Ink always takes care of our player money.
I like
let's
Skip,
let's
like,
say it's
jumps onto the
let's say
table
it's
and like.
let's say it's a gold a piece.
Okay.
How much money do we have?
I think whatever we started out with.
I
Yeah, you guys should have starter
gun.
money.
I think I only have like I only have like 8 gold.
I have 2,
Okay,
but I have enough
okay.
to pay, so I'm gonna
I was
push
gonna
my
say,
1
yeah,
gold.
I've got, I have 5 left.
Stand
so
up,
there we
brush
go.
off myself, and start walking out to the cafe.
Yeah, so as the 3 of you pay, Pixie is like opening up a backpack behind him and then pulling out, something that is for him the size of, a giant, pizza. handing that over, and he takes it, and it's one of those kind of like match cut, scenes in a movie where it's like something huge and then the person takes it and it's like just normal teeny tiny size. The 3 of you move outside, and you see that group of kind of motley dressed people. There are several different races, human, elf, dwarf, Aarakocra, and then you see one half elf. She's got blonde hair, and that is kind of done like half in braids, and then the braids are kind of tied behind her head, and the rest of her hair kind of flows shoulder length, and on top of her head she's wearing a very jauntily cocked tricorn with a bright green feather sticking out of the cap, and she is drinking an ale with one hand and shaking a dice cup in the other, and she slams the dice cup as she drains the last drops of ale from her mug, and the other 2 people, a human and an elf, who are playing against her, they all 3 pick up their dice cup, and then the whole table kind of roars with laughter and or dismay depending on who won. And the half elf captain, she just starts raising up her arms and cheering, and she's just so pumped because she's obviously won. And she starts raking a pile of copper and silver coins toward her. They're not paying for it for big stakes, but she's definitely won the pot and is feeling very, very happy about it. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I think that's our gal.
Honestly, I don't know. That hat is lovely, but it ain't ever been out to sea. We're looking for a captain. Like, that's a clean hat.
New hat?
I'll look down that way.
Yeah.
I'll see if
Maybe-
I find anybody of the same description.
Perhaps she lost or
Gotta be
misplaced her
some
old
other
one.
blonde-hatted person around here.
Half elf with a dirty hat.
I catch the back of your collar and just like move you back in front. No.
Like,
All
kick it in the
right.
air.
We'll try her first, but she's not going to be it. Well,
You're
go
gonna
on,
be next.
someone talk to her.
Cookie will go ahead and flutter over there and stand on the table.
Like, right in front of her?
Oh yeah.
Like, are you between her and her money, or right on top of the money, or right behind?
As she's like shoveling it, I'll just like right down beside, like where her arm is, like.
Oh, right beside her arm.
Oh.
She kind of glances down and goes,
Hello there, clean hat.
"Hello."
Are you?
It's actually Sheila. Sorry. Can I help
Sheila,
you?
Are you a captain?
Of course I am. This is the captain's table.
All right. Are you an honorable captain?
I mean, honorable is kind of a loose term around here, but yeah, I'll say I'm honorable.
I look right at my party
How about-
mates
how
who are
about-
probably
how about
like
you,
right around
man?
the corner, and I was like, I like her. And then I look
I think
back.
she has more than one hat.
Do you have more than one hat?
No, this is me only hat. But
Skib, it's her only
I like
hat.
to keep it nice and tidy. Can't
Skip
be a
is having
captain with a
meltdown.
dirty
You can
hat.
see, like, the equations like floating in front of his head. Like, this is not making any sense. There's never been a clean-hatted
I mean-
sailor.
I mean, who has ever heard of a captain with a dirty hat before?
You're out on the sea. There's all sorts of dirt. Wait.
Dirt on the sea?
Yeah, I heard it after I said it.
Well,
Has
there's
your friend ever actually been on a boat before?
there's got to be dirt on the sea. That's why everybody's always swabbing the deck, right? You continue
That's
to
what
clean.
they told me.
So they told you, so you haven't actually been.
No, listen. I
Gotcha! And she grabs somebody else's ale and takes a victory drink after winning the conversation.
Well,
Castle, I'm gonna need you to hold me in the air, by the back of my neck, like a wee baby kitten, so I don't shoot this broad.
And do that by yourself.
You can lift yourself up in the air.
She just went to shoot.
You're
her
right.
and
You
is
can
pulling
just
up
like
that. She missed
grab the
pull
back
up
of my
in the air
neck and
part.
T-pose.
nice.
What can I help you find people with?
Captain, we're wondering, what is wrong with the waters here? Do you have any idea what is going on?
Nobody really knows. We took the Annabelle Lee out a few days ago, and the tides almost sank us.
So you returned with your ship intact?
Yeah, I was out. I was protecting this merchant ship called the Jade Lion, and we were going out against the tide, and we're gonna leave the cove and take a shipment out to the next city. And I saw the tide just start carrying it back and forth and dunking it under the water, and then I saw it disappear. And I thought, they're not paying me enough for this. So I turned right back around and went back into the harbour.
Can
Well, whirlpools ain't usual. Oh, go ahead, Kessel.
Can you take us to Lighthouse? We need to go Lighthouse.
I could take you to the lighthouse. But I am an honourable captain, and it's probably not going to come cheap.
Well, we can offer our services, and I like pull my little bag out and drop it on the ground and open it up. There's like an assortment of little like tools in there. I'm an experienced deck swabber, experienced with repairing hulls, lubricating ship's wheels, cooking meals out on sea. Whatever you need, I'm the guy you never think about but have to have. I can also patch up your bruises, smooch you on the forehead before you go to sleep, and even read you a bedtime story.
He's not very good at that last one.
I do my best.
The bedtime story, beside, the rest of it sounds rather worthwhile. What do the two of you bring to the table?
Ship sail maintenance.
Row.
That's
I got
always
a sword.
good.
Big sword.
I can flutter the
All
ropes. I can flutter the ropes upon the mast quicker than all these fellas trying to climb up.
That sounds like a challenge.
And Cookie, like, takes flight and, like, weaves in around all these people at the table, leaving a little bit of fairy dust, like, behind in his wake, and then lands back on the table.
Tinkle, tinkle.
Yes.
And, Cookie is a descendant of the famous T.I. Kerbel. So she kind of she kind of gives you polite applause and says, "All right, I'll take you out to the lighthouse." You say, but that means that the three of you have to work for me. Let's say for about a month.
A month?
Yeah, it's like 30 days.
All right. Okay, well, where do y'all usually stay around
You
these
asked what a
ports?
month is. I'm sorry. No, we sail all the way up and down the coast.
Lighthouse. And I point up
fix
to
that
where
lighthouse.
probably can see it.
If you fix that lighthouse and we can leave, we'll call it even.
Oh, then we'll just do that.
Yeah.
I ain't sticking
Carry
around.
on.
I
You
ain't
gotta
sticking
get out
around
there
here for a
first.
month. 30 days.
Especially with someone with a clean hat, right?
I hate these clean hatters.
Don't worry. I'm sure there'll be lots of dirt and filth to swab on the decks with while we go out there.
That's right.
It's actually salt. That's why we swab. Just to clear it up, we swab the decks because the salt water dries on the deck and it gets crusty. That's why we swab. It's not dirt, it's salt.
Listen, I can't help that I was gaslighted as a child, alright? Let's just get on the boat. You bullied for get talk about dirt.
Sorry. Perhaps you... My cousin works in town. He's a psychologist. Perhaps you can have a chat with him. And
I could honestly
sort out
use that.
Yeah, sure. Sort out what ails you. He's kind of a therapist. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Sorry, therapist.
Another-
Oh, my New Zealand
Therapist.
accent is therapist. Fish and chips. I as I always say with all of my accents, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
But I'm trying my best.
Yeah, for real.
All right. Let me show you the Annabelle Lee, and see if we can get going on this little journey. And so, the four of you, kind of wander, through the docks. Every once in a while, you'll pass maybe like a shop or a tavern, and Captain Coppertree will kind of poke her clean hat in, and kind of give like a holler or a whistle, and you soon are like you almost got like a convoy. You got like a little gaggle of different people that are starting to join you as you're kind of like walking through the streets, almost like a little parade. And it's like as you're walking through, you start people kind of like noticing and just kind of White House in this time. You see heroes, and you see like people kind of like starting to like look worried or excited or both, very apprehensive people who are watching the crew of the Annabelle Lee as they are heading to the ship, and you are making your way through all of these crowd of people, and when you get to the docks, you see kind of through the ships and the masts and the rigging, you see out across the cove, and you see the lighthouse. It's almost like a faint glimmer of glass at the very top of it, but it's still not lit, and it's on top of this small island. And as you're walking through it, sorry, you see the two captains that the elf and I believe I said the dwarf who were playing dice against Captain Coppertree have kind of maneuvered their way in front of you, and they're kind of like both kind of standing with their arms crossed and looking very surly at Captain Sheila, who kind of greets them very cheerily, but they are not having it. She says, "Oh, Gaspar, Nino, did you have anything you wanted to say to me?" And the dwarf says, "Yeah, I got something to say. You stole all our money. You cheated us." And, "Oh, Gaspar, I would never cheat you, fellow captains." He says, "We know you use weighted dice. We finally caught you." And then Nino, who is the elf, says, "Yeah, you owe us, Sheila. And if you don't, your ship is ours." So now we're going to enter into a kind of like mini game that Arcane Library has created. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get kind of a conflict resolution to this. So how it's going to work is these two individuals have a collective conflict score right now of 3. If the conflict score gets to 5, a fight will break out. If you as a party can help that conflict score go down to 0, then the situation is resolved and you will be able to get on your ship and get on your way. So is there anything that you 3 want to try to do to either increase the score for a fight or decrease it to have a more amiable solution? Any kind of checks you want to do?
I do want to know, and I don't know if this is weird. I just poked my head around her legs, like, well, how much money you think she owes you?
It's none of your business.
It could be.
I would like to try to back up the captain by looking very intimidating, sort of behind her, arms crossed, big, a little bit of a snarl on my face.
Okay. Make an intimidation check. First check of the game. It's all been roleplay up till here.
That's a 19.
Yeah, their conflict score increases by 1. It's now 4.
I'm a barbarian. What else could I do?
That's fair. And anyone can make a wisdom insight check.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
And an 8.
And an 8. As far as you know, these guys are really hacked off. But you guys can definitely try something else.
Give me 1 second.
I gotta think.
A second ago, you asked about how much Captain Coppertree owed them, and the elf Nino says she owes us about 5 gold.
Wait,
Oh, wait. All right.
Wait, what?
I got an idea. Well, we have 5 gold for a ship.
I mean, we're very upset, and Jim might have estimated the value.
All right. Listen.
Based on his meta knowledge of how much money you actually have.
Why don't we just settle this? Captain Coppertree is an honorable captain. She told us so. We'll just test the dice.
Yes, why don't we just prove that the dice are not weighted?
Exactly.
She's good. She told me so.
I'm not kidding. Skip says this, and if she makes eye contact with him, he's like, I got you, bitch. This is payback for...
You're
honorable, eh?
And Cookie has no idea of that. He just he knows that she said she's honorable, so he's like, yes, she's honorable. Her dice are not weighted, and she has a clean hat.
Let me make a check real quick.
Yes, Jim, I love your minigame. Let me use it as an opportunity to take petty revenge.
It is not my minigame. It is all Arcane Libraries. So why don't you make a persuasion check?
Okay. As you can imagine, the persuasion of this fellow is impeccable.
It's a natural 20. It certainly is impeccable. And it's like you see these two dumb captains who don't know 5 gold from a ship. Kind of go, oh yeah, we'll just test the dice. And so a barrel is dragged over, and Captain Coppertree reaches into her jacket and pulls out a little baggie of dice and kind of pours them in her hand and says, "How about you two? You get your dice ready?" And yeah, they got their dice and.
Jim, is it possible before she rolls these dice, can I look at her and see if she's sweating or showing any signs of if she rolls these dice it's going
an insight check for me.
Okay. Let's see what I get. A 14.
Seeing if she's sweating.
Yeah, seeing if she's showing any signs of being nervous.
If she's feeling nervousness.
About
for a 14 for that. I think that'll do it. She seems ice cold. She is calm, cool, and collected.
Okay.
This captain is not shaken at all, and so she kind of shakes 1, 2, 3, and then they all put their dice down and reveal the outcome of their rolls, and she's won, which kind of only frustrates them. And she goes, hey, if you don't believe me, why don't you go ahead and try my dice here? Just I'll put your dice in my cup and you put my dice in your cup, and they 1, 2, 3 and they reveal, and she's won again. And she goes, my dice aren't loaded.
Can I side-eye her cup? With a weird, something
Yes, you may. You may make an insight check on the dice cup.
Do you mind if it's investigation?
Yeah, sure, you can do investigation. Investigation doesn't normally inquire you to pick up and touch, or is it just looking? Michael, can I get a ruling on that?
I mean, I don't. I would probably say you probably have to be like looking in the cup to see if there's any. That would be how I would roll it, but it's totally your game, yeah. But
Call it a 13 inside check.
For 13, you kind of see her cup as she kind of, holds it, at her side, face the open side facing away from the other two captains. And yeah, there's definitely some markings that are scratched on the inside of that dice cup. And so you could surmise that any dice that went into that cup are not loaded dice, but the cup itself does tend to alter the outcome of such dice in the roller's favor. If only we all had such a cup.
Wow, Captain.
I look into the cup, I'm like, oh, God, okay.
Captain is not only honorable, but incredibly lucky.
Yes. Honorable, lucky captain.
Yes. She sure is, isn't she? Well, I think we've decided that. You blokes can go ahead and let us on through then.
Make another persuasion check. With that one thing, it went from 4 down to a 3. So you need to get down to 0 in order to solve the situation.
I've clicked 2 completely wrong P buttons.
Well, that's performance.
I know.
I want persuasion.
Perception and persuasion. I'm going to take that first perception roll, right? And so I got a 6.
So you've rolled perception and performance. I need you to roll a persuasion.
Yes, I'm going to use my very first original roll, that's 6. And then just add the +1 that I have on persuasion. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't, because I'm not seeing that in the roll 20.
That perception roll that I rolled.
You know what? We can
was OG a 5.
We can go ahead and
so I got
use that.
A 6 persuasion.
Well, earlier we I don't see that at all. We can use that natural 20 that you got earlier to convince them.
Oh no,
So,
Jim, it's a 6. Jim, it's a 6.
I see no 6. I don't know what you're talking about, Dave. So I'm just gonna move things along.
Yes.
We're going to move things along, and you've narrowed it down now to a 2.
Okay.
And they still seem a little disgruntled, though. It was just like, well, she always wins. I never know why she always wins, and we always lose at dice. We figure she still owes us some money.
Well, we're actually on our way to be heroes. And I'm sure that will come with the benefit of some payment. So perhaps we can offer, and I look around to my companions, to help the situation after we take care of the problem with their water. What do you think, Skib?
I've got no problem with that.
And then Captain Coppertree kind of shrugs, puts her dice cup back in her coat pocket, and goes, "See, I don't think there's any problem here. I say we get underway, open up the harbour again, and so we can all make some money and get some business." And the other two captains kind of begrudgingly agree, and say, "Well, don't forget, you owe us some money." And, "Oh yes, of course. And they move along, and Coppertree leads you up to the Annabelle Lee, and you are on the ship.
Walking away, I whisper to Skib, "That one had a dirty hat."
Yeah, and he was suspicious, and also very poor. And that's how you know he's a real sailor. All the hallmarks.
Why did they just
all
stop
real
playing
sailors are
with the
poor? Is that what
cabin?
you're saying, Dave?
All the ones I've worked with. We've all been just sort of sickly scallywag, just slop trotters and what's it's. That's all I've known.
Very good. So I am going to transfer you players to another map. Hopefully this works the way I want it to.
You guys will kind of have to tell me about
Heck
the maps
yeah.
because I'm not in your Roll20, so you guys will have to just tell me what's happening.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can pull up a picture of what it looks like. All right, so
I can
Michael,
also-
this is the Annabelle Lee.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, got it.
It's got kind of an elongated, ship, and maybe let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, battle squares across. So it's a pretty big ship.
That's pretty big.
All in all, Captain Coppertree has about 20 assorted crew members, and they're very loyal. And they, as soon as you get on the ship, the kind of jovial, fun-loving captain is kind of replaced by serious, order-giving captain, and she starts calling out different instructions to the crew, and you join in, being kind of told what to do where. Can you all make a general intelligence check for me?
Cookie rolled a 13.
Skip got a 19.
And Castle got a 16, which is including the -1.
Sorry, I was receiving an important notice. Can y'all tell me what those rolls were again?
Oh yeah, I had a 13.
I had a 16. No, a
And I had
19.
a
I'm sorry.
I had a 16. You're stealing my roll.
Sorry.
You're stealing the worst roll.
Listen.
Not only a thief, but a bad thief as well. So yeah, you're generally able to kind of follow instructions. Tote that barge, lift that bale, and just move things around the ship, and get underway. And the captain very expertly navigates through the docks, through all these kind of land-bound or harbor-bound ships, and get out into the bay. You're moving out. It takes about half an hour to get out into the open water. And once you're there, you start to notice like more of those kind of like. Earlier I described like the waves aren't moving in a normal, predictable, incremental fashion. They are just kind of moving to the side, or random spouts of water and salt. And occasionally off in the distance you'll see like almost like a dark patch, like the water is kind of swirling in a circle. And Captain Coppertree starts to kind of, say it was giving directions of 2 points to starboard, and then you tack over to starboard for a little while, and then eventually, after about another half an hour, you start to approach the lighthouse. It's situated on this kind of like steep, rocky island, and has a stone wall around at the top of the island, and the lighthouse kind of goes up from there. It's about 100 feet in diameter, this lighthouse, and so it's a pretty sizable building. And you see that there's a small wooden dock where ships can approach, and has like a 40-foot staircase carved into the stone, leading up to a door at the gate door at the base of it. And the gate door is closed normally, but the captain points out that the door is just kind of swinging open. And those docks are empty. But let me check my notes. Okay. And as you're approaching the docks, once you get about 80 to 100 feet into the docks, you start to notice what looks like a wave traveling in a large loop around you, and it's getting closer and closer. And the captain seems a little apprehensive and nervous, and calls a general quarters, and drums start pounding and everyone's arming themselves, and she says, "I think we're in trouble." And right as she says that, the water kind of lifts up and transforms into something that I will now reveal to my players.
Uh-oh.
This dragon-esque water elemental with kind of glowing aquamarine eyes and claws and horns, all dripping and made from looks like water made solid. And it's time to roll some initiative.
The ocean, it came to life.
Scribner starts screaming.
So what's going to happen first, before actually we roll initiative, is the water elemental is going to charge the ship, and everyone needs to make a dexterity save for me.
Okay. Can we also keep the initiative can I keep my initiative roll that I just rolled too? No, I have to roll
you can keep your initiative. Yeah.
Dexterity save, you said?
Yes.
Oh. 25.
Me too.
I got a 16 again.
Need a piece of scratch paper. Okay, so what was everyone's dexterity save first?
Cookie and Skib both got a 25, and then Castle got a 16.
That's right.
All right, all three of you hold on to something, and actually a couple of the sailors weren't exactly ready, and they Wilhelm scream, and they fall off the side of the boat and into the water, and are sucked down into the depths. But the three of you managed to hold on. So let's give me your initiative rolls. So Dave, you got a 4.
Natural 4, yeah. I'm paralyzed on the master or something. I don't know.
All right, and the other two, please.
13 for me.
Cookie had a 21.
21.
Cookie, mid-air, unaffected by all of this, just sips and does his own thing.
Just let me pull up the stats for our
Actually, Cookie's
not
legit
so friendly.
that anime character that some big explosion happens, right? And then all of a sudden they just come bursting through the cloud of fire.
That's totally it. Yeah.
Except it's Tinkerbell cometh for your butt.
And it's it's coming right. He comes right at you, and he's ready to just punch you in the face, like.
Okay, so first up is Cookie. What you gonna do?
Okay, how far away is this creature from us? Is it like right over top of the boat?
This thing Yeah, this thing is like looming over top. It's slammed into you. It's like dripping, globs of seawater all over the deck.
Okay, so Cookie is going to look up, get into like this. He lands down on the ship's deck and gets kind of like in the squatting kind of Dragon Ball Z-esque pose. And you watch his hands, his fists start to glow with this like radiant energy. And he goes, oh, fine. And he opens up his hand and this blast of radiant energy like shoots up from his hand. He's going to use a radiant sunbolt.
Wow. People of Faerun, lend me your strength.
And he's gonna roll a 12.
Cookie is Krillin confirmed.
You summon this supernatural miniature sun and star in each of your hands. You launch it, and it goes and just collides with the water, and just like two tiny fizzles of steam happen, and it doesn't even react.
Cookie looks over and sees like a tiny rainbow form for just a second, and then it didn't seem to work. And then it's gonna I know I was like hovering, so that probably would have been like 5 foot of my movement to stand back down. Do I still have enough movement I can use my martial arts to fly up and uppercut this thing?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, so as my bonus action, I'm gonna use my martial arts and like supercharge up and do a Hadouken uppercut to this guy.
I think normally the martial arts is that if you hit, I can't remember. Is that right?
I thought as if you make an attack. I thought you had to make an attack action to use martial arts.
Fair enough. It's been a long time since I monked, and I just
double check to be
want to
sure.
get through it. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's if you make an attack, from what I remember.
Yeah, for some reason.
Sorry,
it's on
didn't mean to slow things up.
Oh no, you're all good. I will roll that up, and that time it's a 17.
That's definitely gonna hit.
Okay, so that does 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Then Cookie will just sit there and flutter.
Like right in its grill.
Yeah.
Like right in its face. Next is Castle.
Alright, so is this thing in range of, say, a melee attack? Is it close enough to the deck?
It's definitely in range, yeah.
Alright, so I'll get within 10 feet of it, because bugbears have reach naturally. So, as long as they're using a melee weapon. So I don't want to get too close to this thing. It looks pretty wet. And I will draw my long sword and slash at it.
Slash
saying,
away.
Pick on somebody your own size. And
Tell me about this attack.
It's a 17 to hit. So I sort of reach
Definitely
out.
hits.
Just sort of like, I'm almost not sure if it's going to go through it and do anything, because it just looks like water.
No, it definitely hits. You see almost like, like have you ever done this as a kid? Like you have like the water running on the tap and you're like washing dishes and you have a knife and you go, yeah, and you try to slice it, through the tap water. But imagine like if you go slower, it's like kind of pouring off of the edge, and so it's like you've created like a gap in the flow of the water for just a moment.
All right,
so tell me about the damage for that.
That is 12 points of slashing damage.
Oh yes,
and
please.
Being elated that it actually seemed to do something, I will use my second attack and do the same thing.
Okay.
Which is only a 15 to hit.
That still hits.
Ooh, excellent. That is 6
And
points of
damage?
slashing damage.
So that's 18 total. Okay. You have gotten 2 good cuts into this. It is now the captain's turn. She leaps from the quarterdeck and pulling out a short sword, and she rushes to your side and swings this. It's almost like a cutlass. It's got kind of like a D cup hilt guard and a short curving blade, and she slashes with her cutlass and hits for 5 damage, and she gets a second attack for another hit and another 5, because I'm just doing average damage for the captain. And that is her turn. Next is the elemental's turn. So that elemental is going to kind of reach back its whole sinuous, serpent-like body, and then slam itself onto the deck. And so it's going to try to hit you, Castle. So let me see what that does to you. Does a dirty 20 hit your AC?
It does. Seems water flows around shield raised above head.
You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
All right.
Yes, and it's going to, for its second attack, go against the captain. 5. And it misses the captain. Captain, it slams onto the deck, and the captain, very nimbly swirls to the side. Her bright green feather in her very clean cap is kind of glimmering in the sun. Next is Skib. What you got for us?
All right. I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to sound really calm, but Skim is really scared right now. The ship was protecting that merchant ship the first time it went out. Does this ship have, munitions on it?
It has, let's say it has, maybe between each of these areas, there's a ballista mounted. So it's one of those kind of like large, kind of scorpion artillery bows. So let me look up what those are in D&D.
And those are on the top deck or below deck, a level on the ship?
They're on the top deck.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just bring up the stats for that. And are you proficient in heavy crossbow?
No, I'm not. I am super not. I was just curious. Not that I'm going to use those. I was curious what the layout, if there was anything like that on the boat.
So you're technically a small creature, right?
Right.
So normally a small creature with a ballista has a -6 penalty to attack rolls because it's the size of the weapon. Let's say that we'll knock that down to a 2 because you have the crew members helping you if you want to run over and use one of these ballistas. So just be a -2 to any attack roll you use, and no bonuses because you're not proficient in it.
Gotcha. I mean, right now I'm gonna say, as soon as that water elemental breached, I leapt up onto one of the masts, and at this point I whip my little flintlock out from. I mean, he carries it very dangerously, right there.
right in the belt, behind the buckle.
in the two belts that he
Always
wears to
half-cocked.
keep it all up, and pulls it out, fires a quick
Always
shot off
loaded.
at the elemental, and then dashes off to runs off to try and hide behind the set of stairs. But let's see if he can hit the
Hide behind the
shot
stairs.
first. I'm little.
Yes, please. I know you're little. I know, but you're tough. Look at he's smaller than you are, and he's punched it in the face with the sun.
I also got a 12.
12 is not gonna do it, my friend. If I remember right, I said this was like a double-barreled thing, so you'll have 2 shots before you need to reload using a full action to reload.
Right. So yeah, all that I just imagine he goes, ah! And then like shoots at the same time that he screams, drops, hits the ground, and just scrambles. He's just gone.
You drop your gun?
No, I drop my body off the mast and then just scramble behind a little set of stairs.
I thought, bang!
Out into the water.
Nah, bad gun. So no, you make your way under the stairs that lead up to the I guess the foredeck. That would be the foredeck, and the aft.
Yeah.
The aft is the quarter deck back here. You're underneath this set of stairs. Let's say the monster is just here off to the starboard side of the ship, kind of amidships.
Okay.
I never actually described where it was, so we'll say that's where it is. It is now the crew's turn. So the crew, kind of 2 different teams on either side of this large water monster. They're going to operate each of them a ballista, and because they're a good crew, they've been doing it for a while. There's no negative to their roll to hit. In fact, I think they get, let's say they get a +2 because they're an experienced crew for the hit with the ballista. So the first one hits. The second one does not hit. So for that first hit, I'm going to roll some damage. 5 plus 3 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So that first ballista bolt, and the only one that fires, the second one just shoots off into the ocean. That the first one that did fire, hits it, and kind of like, you see, like, instead of like passing just straight through the water, it's like slows in its passing, and you can kind of see the twirling motion of the bolt as it passes through, and then after it gets to the other side, it kind of resumes the same amount of speed and zips on through. And there's another kind of rent, in this kind of curtain of water that this thing seems to be made of. So let me make a note about that. Okay, and we are now at the top of the order with Michael, or with Cookie. Sorry.
All right, Jim, I have a rules question for you. So I was
sure.
I was reading something about what my character can do, but it specifically says on a melee weapon attack. I did not take a melee weapon. I have a boomerang.
Oh.
So could I hit the creature with my boomerang at like melee range? Would you allow me to like use it as an improvised weapon or a club or something like that?
I often allow that. I allow people to use a boomerang as like a handheld weapon or a throwing weapon, sort of like you can use a knife as a stabbing weapon or a throwing weapon. Boomerangs were the original, throwing to kill. Mm-hmm. And I may have gotten in trouble for throwing one at a car when I was a kid. We won't talk about that. It was my first boomerang. The first time I ever threw it, I just hucked it, and it almost hit my parents' friend's car, and I never saw that boomerang again. I had it for a grand total of 10 minutes, my one and only boomerang. R.I.P.
Well, Cookie will go ahead and get his boomerang out and try to use it kind of like as a club, since I'm fluttering right next to this creature's head, and just bop the creature on the head with the boomerang.
All right, little bunny foo-foo.
That's right. A 19 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Okay, it deals 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And I am going to
Yes,
spend
sir.
a key point to do Stunning Strike.
Ooh, tell me about the Stunning Strike, please.
Stunning Strike. I need the creature to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 13.
Okay. Pretty constituted. That is not going to do it, though. It's a 6.
6. The target...
It's got a +4 Constitution, and I rolled a 2.
It is stunned until the end of my next turn.
Okay, so that means it takes no action. Is that correct?
It takes no action, and I think all of our attacks have advantage against it.
Oh, excellent, excellent. All right, Castle, it is your turn.
Well, I have 2 attacks on my turn. I forgot that I have 2 attacks for level 5. Yeah, so I'm gonna hit it again with my boomerang.
Do it. Whack a mole.
With advantage because he's stunned. So with advantage, it's a 14.
That's gonna hit.
All right.
That just hits.
Just hits. That's gonna be another 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then, why not? I'm gonna kick him too with my martial arts.
And they peeker, sir. Yeah.
That's a dirty 20
with advantage.
Well, yeah,
that still hits.
I do have advantage, so yeah, it's still gonna be.
Oh, that's true.
Well, it's 25 this time for 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh yeah.
Cookie would use his wings to fly around the head and just there's just it's almost like he's walking on the creature.
I imagine that you also at some point you can change the angle of one side of your wings so that you're kind of whipping around in the circle.
Oh yes.
And then
I love it.
Coming out of that circle and just a spinning kick, pow, right to the water face.
Cookie would be like, "Wah!"
In slow-mo.
Yes. End turn.
All right. End turn. Okay. Castle, it's your turn.
Do I have any indication whether any of this is doing anything to this water creature?
Oh yeah.
Is it looking
it's decreasing in size with each big hit. So it's like losing water, it's losing mass.
All right, so
and it's much less. It's about half as tall as it once was.
I'm still spitting out water from getting splashed earlier. I'm not really feeling that bad about it, but other than I'm snorting out water, it's so I would like to rage and take another couple of hits at this snake water thing.
Mm-hmm. Do so.
19 to hit for the first one.
Defo hits. You can roll damage, or you can go ahead and just roll your second attack and then just roll both the damage at the same time.
Well, second attack is a natural 1, unfortunately.
You have advantage because it's stunned. Not gonna do it. It's stunned. You have advantage.
Oh, it is.
You have advantage though.
Yeah. That is a 17, if I did my math right. Yeah, 17. For the second hit, then, with advantage.
17. Yeah, both of your attacks hit. Give us the damage for that, please.
That is 24 total slashing damage between both of them.
That is what I'm talking about.
Wow.
So shaking the water out of my eyes. I'm just mad at this thing. Go away already. That hurt.
Yeah, it's just one of its kind of claw-like limbs is entirely just cut away, and just kind of as it falls back into the ocean, it loses its whatever corpality it had, and just kind of goes back into a liquid form. And you've also taken a huge gash out of its midsection, and it kind of shrinks in order to compensate for its loss of mass. And is now the captain's turn. the captain is going to slash it with her cutlass, which will hit. And I'll roll a damage for her. That sounds like fun. And because the target has disadvantage, she also gets sneak attack. So what's the damage for that? 6 plus 2, 5 for original damage, and 2d6, 8, and 8 plus 5 is 13. So 13 damage total to this thing for her first attack. And for her second attack, same. 6. Another 6 for 12. And 2, so 14. That's 13 plus 14 for her damage. And the captain, carves this thing up. And, she's flourishing, hacking away with her cutlass. This thing kind of gives a gurgly... and, sinks back into the waves. And the initiative order is out, and I think we should take this opportunity to take our evening's break, where we can refill drinks, get a bit of a rest or stretch, and so we will be back with more Secrets of Skyhorn Lighthouse just after this. Hey, and welcome back to another Spooky Sunday, where right now we are playing what were we playing? The Secrets of Skyhorn Lighthouse. Before the break, our players set out on the Annabelle Lee with Captain Sheila Coppertree in order to make their way to the local lighthouse that has been out of commission and figure out what the problem is, why the lighthouse isn't working, why the waves of the harbor are keeping everyone into shore, and they recently defeated a large water elemental. I am going to check my notes real quick. On the deck, you see that several of the kind of puddles of water that had splashed onto the deck from where you wounded the elemental start to kind of gather together. It's kind of almost coalesces into a ball, roughly a little bit smaller than a softball size.
Oh no, it's
and so you have
T1000.
Now there's
There's a flintlock gun sticks out from between two of the stairs and just shoots at it. I'm
you shoot at one. Okay. All right. Didn't expect that. Okay.
It's coming
tell
back.
Me... Oh, I was wrong about what these look like. The softball that don't do it either. The softball size thing kind of shrinks and shrinks, and so that's why you miss it, because it's it was this size, and then kind of down to something small and dark, about an inch in diameter. And so you have 6 of these kind of inch wide, small orbs that are just kind of not rolling around the deck at all. It's the deck is moving because in a ship, but they're just staying right there on the deck. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm probably one of the closest people, so I'm going to reach down and poke one of them just to see what it does.
Nothing happens. It feels solid. It just feels, almost like a small black marble.
What
I'll
is
pick one of them up.
What is it, Castle?
Hold it in my hand. Look at it.
You wanna make an investigation check for me?
Yes, please.
Cookie's gonna flutter
Not
down
very
and
good at this, but-
stand on Castle's shoulders.
That's an 8.
As far as you know, this is a kidney stone from a water elemental. So it's.
I hold it up to Cookie. I don't know.
Skib, what is this?
Is the dragon coming back?
Cookie looks out to the water. Maybe?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, I poke my head out. Like, okay. Alright, 1 second. Start tiptoeing over to you guys. What is it?
I
I
point to
don't
the
know.
ones on the floor. Or the deck.
They're all over the place.
Okay. I like see Castle holding it, so I'll tap one with my nail and then kind of pick it up and I'll try an investigation check and see if I can do anything
Yes,
with
please.
this. It's a kidney stone.
A kidney stone?
So, Captain Coppertree, unless Michael, if you want to try to make one final attempt at an investigation.
No, I would totally believe them both. If they both say it's a kidney stone, I believe them.
So
That's
the captain the captain takes her cutlass and kind of like scoops the tip under one of them, and instead of like kind of rolling, around or off their sword, it just stays right on her sword. And she kind of like looks at it, and kind of tastes it real quick, and she goes, "Oh, I've seen this before. Oh, this is a bead of force. It's like a little mini magical grenade.
Grenade.
What?
You throw one of them. If you throw one, and it'll have a magical, force explosion. And whatever you hit."
Wow, it's a good thing it didn't explode on the ship's deck.
Yeah. It's a good thing you didn't stomp on one, eh?
Yeah. I'm like looking out in the ocean, like kind of rolling
It's
one
a really
between
good
my
thing.
fingers, like
I look.
It's a really good thing you didn't shoot it.
yeah.
And
I'm
looks
looking
over
at her. Now I'm looking at her
Skid.
hat.
If Skip doesn't, I will scoop up the rest of them.
Cookie's gonna grab one
I'll
and
put-
like
You have
flutter over towards Skib's device. It's like, maybe it'll fit inside.
Ooh.
Wait, okay. So it's empty right now, so I just sort of pull the back off of it and slide one into the barrel. Does it
I
fit?
back up. I just back up. I don't know what these things really do, so
Okay.
just back it up.
So you you start to, with black powder, you load up your flintlock, and you kind of tap the bead of force down the barrel.
Cookie
So
flies
here's
away.
what we're gonna do.
I'm not sure about that.
It hides behind Castle.
I think you ought to roll when you're like, we'll make an attack roll for this. However, if you roll under a certain number, I am going to say that it is a misfire.
Mm-hmm.
And if so,
Mm-hmm.
this will most likely explode.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to take that chance? Because this is awesome.
Everyone starts to make way, and I aim it out to sea because there's nothing more important than gun safety. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull the triggers to see what this do.
All right.
All right, fire in the hole.
You must roll above a 5. 5 or lower. It's a natural 20.
Oh, yes. You have magical grenade bullets.
I fire that pistol, and right as I do, like a full bluefin tuna breaches the ocean surface and flies right in the path of that force bullet. And somehow the way the explosion goes off inside the flesh of that great beast, just fillets of tuna like fly onto the ship.
So here's what happens. We'll zoom in to the mind of the tuna. Picture, this tuna has lived its whole life in the ocean. And lately there has been something that has been disturbing the waters, and the tuna isn't able to swim. But something has happened, like one of those big dark shapes moved across the surface of what is its whole existence. And then this like weird disturbing energy was attacking the butt and like the big dark shape. And it touched the butt, so to speak. And then that presence was gone. And the tuna was able to swim, and it's like, yes! This is my whole life has purpose and meaning again. And it's darting through the water. And then it says, you know what? I'm going to see what this big dark shape is. And for the first time in its life, it joyously screams through the water and says, I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what's above the surface. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing.
You're free, Willie. You're free.
And it's Free Willy breaches, and it says, oh, well, I can't breathe, but it's amazing up here. There's a whole world. What is that? And then it just explodes. and you have liquefied this tuna in midair.
You just cut to a dancing rock gnome shimmying on top of the ship, mouth open. It's like tuna juice. Like, these are great.
Ways away,
wow.
Like you're not. It's not like over the ship.
Cookie would try to grab as many big. Cookie's grabbing as many big pieces of tuna, and I'm handing them the castle.
Show. You're not in the splash zone.
It's a fantasy world, Jim. Let me have one good thing. So
I gave you an exploding tuna. What else do you want?
Fine compromises. Okay. These bullets are great.
So, what you in numerical terms can understand is that a bead of force, you can throw it, or in this case, shoot it. The bead will explode on impact and is destroyed. Every creature in a 10-foot radius where the bead landed must make a DC 15 Dex save, or take 5d4 force damage. A sphere of transparent force will then enclose the area for up to 1 minute. Any creature that failed the save and is completely within the area is trapped inside the sphere.
Wow.
Creatures that succeed on the save or partially within are pushed from the center until they're no longer inside it. And so basically what has happened is that you shot this thing out of the air, and now there's like an invisible bubble full of its viscera and exploded, disintegrated meat. It just hangs in the air for 1 minute, and then after that 1 minute, it just drops into the ocean.
I don't think.
And then you've been vibing and dancing this whole time, and then you turn back to everyone and kind of like shoulder your gun and say,
"Hell of a bullet, eh?"
I don't think a meat bullet will help us much.
Look, it's a...
All right, I picked one up. I listen. I think I've done something terrible, honestly. I don't know what just
You
happened
have
over
five,
there.
you have 5 left of these beads.
It's a floating meatball.
Honestly, Cookie, that cheered me right up. I honestly felt a little bad that it all sort of coincidentally happened like that. Then I felt good, and then I felt bad for feeling good, and that was very funny. Do you want the other ball, Castle?
I already
that made me feel
picked them
weird.
up.
All right. I'm willing to try again, but if you know.
You can have one.
All right.
All right.
And I give you one.
Toss it into like the little side pocket
right.
that like it really
So,
there's nothing small enough to put into my bag, but like this is the only thing. It's finally something to put in there.
So I'm going to transfer you guys to another map. And this is a map of the island. Ignore any numbers or letters on the map. Just take for granted that you can see what I tell you. You see. Let's see. Where was my? Have I led y'all to the right map? Hold on. Vamp among yourselves for a moment as you approach the island while I sort out my notes.
I must
You
say,
can discuss
the
how you
ca-
think things are going.
the captain was quite impressive with the use of that blade.
I mean, I guess I can understand why her hat's clean now. She's really good with the whole dipping and diving and dodging and such.
Yes,
But
speaking of dipping and diving and dodging, that's like the 3rd or 4th time I've seen you skitter off and hide behind something when conflicts occurred. What's the matter, Skib?
Scaredy. You're scaredy, not Skib.
All right. Listen, I might be, and I'm not proud of it. But when I get scared and I get, you know, if I shoot and they don't see it coming, it does, you know, it's really gets them. So I'd say it's sort of a plus and a minus, a blessing and a curse. All right, and I don't. Why are you being so mean? We survived the fight.
I was just asking.
All right, that's fair.
You could have used the bath too. And I sort of like wring out part of my mane hair.
Wow, Castle. What we've been traveling
so
together for what? Years now. Wow.
Oh, wow.
I will druid.
Alright, so,
I will druidcraft really quickly the smell of a skunk.
That's not me. I don't know where that's not me.
Right, Skib. Right. Likely story.
I dive over the side of the boat.
I've moved y'all to a new map. You were able to get off of Annabelle Lee and onto a rowboat and down to the dock, and you went up the kind of switchback stairs of stone up to kind of like the higher part of this little island. There's a crumbling stone wall atop of it that is about 10 foot high, and then the lighthouse, you know, kind of is beyond that. There is also a gate door that, as you saw earlier, was kind of broken and swinging open. Do you guys want to kind of approach the gate, or do you want to kind of go up and over the wall? Which would you rather do?
I'm a rather direct person, so I'm going to go right through the gate, or attempt to.
Okay.
I do want to take a little look at it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, go
just
ahead.
moving us along. You approach, like, through the gate. You see a door that has been kind of barricaded with, you know, some stacked boxes or crates in front of it.
Jim, would there be a way for, like, could I don't know if this was what Skib had in mind, but is there any way to like investigate the gate that is swinging open to see if somebody might have broken it open or did something to cause it to be that way?
Make an investigation check for me.
Okay, was that what
Just
you were?
What kind of broken, right?
Was that what you were
that's kind of what I was
do?
thinking.
Okay.
Was
well, if you want to do it, I will help you.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds
if
good.
that's
Let's do
fair.
an assist. Yeah, so roll with advantage.
Y'all, hold on. Did that show up on the roll 20?
No, it did not.
I don't know what's up with me right now. I'm either a 1 or a 20. I just posted it in the Discord chat.
Let me see what we got. Is that 23?
It's a nat 20. So tell me the make and model of the animal or human and
So
how old they are with
you
their
see
favorite
several.
cheeses.
There's no cheese. It's more of a tofu. You see lots of like kind of like almost like a mixture of like animal like kind of like claw marks, but also maybe some more like conventional like hacks with some type of bladed or club weapon against this door, and it was really kind of bashed in, especially from the outside. So that's where it was. All the force is coming from the outside in. So something broke into this lighthouse.
The seagull was right.
Yeah, but the seagull said it was like monsters or something. This looks more like, like an axe.
Yeah.
Or a hatchet.
Yeah, you're right. What if
You also did see some more animalistic claw marks too.
Yeah, but to a seagull. Anything could be a monster, right?
And I guess man is the deadliest monster of all.
Yes.
The most dangerous game.
All right, well, we'll be on the lookout for a small dog and a man with a hatchet. Y'all ready?
Do you hear that, Castle? A dog
Hurry
and a
up.
man with a hatchet.
In a
And
small
I just
dog.
walked through the gate and kept on going like, come on, guys.
Small
So
dog.
you've approached the lighthouse. There's a small barricaded door in front of it. I've moved y'all to a map. I don't know if you can see. I think I have the fog of war on, so you can just kind of see like this kind of entrance area. Is that right?
Yes.
It's like a half circle area.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not through there yet. You guys are just outside of the door here. So you're not inside the place yet. But if you like, you can try to break open this door. Someone will need to make a strength check.
If that's what we're doing, I would totally be on top of that. Or rather,
right.
try to be through it.
Ah.
Strength check would
Yes,
be
please.
a 17.
Not gonna do it. You just like you're breaking up some of the boxes, and it's like this door is rock solid.
Oh, Castle, it looks like you hurt your shoulder. Would you like some help? I have an idea.
I look over at you and then look over to the door. I don't follow.
I'm going to start casting some incantations, and I'm going to cast Enlarge on Castle.
Oh, I thought you were gonna enlarge yourself.
No, on Castle. So basically, it's going to double her size, 8 times her weight, advantage on any strength-based skill check.
Okay, Castle, you are now already a large being. Now you are doubled in size. So however big you are.
Yeah, I'm like
times
6.5
2.
feet-ish already, so yeah, I'm
Like 13 foot tall.
real big.
You are now 13 feet high. You are essentially a giant furry bugbear.
I'm flying up. I sit on your shoulder and say, "Now show that door who's boss."
I'm gonna attempt to kick this door in because now my shoulders are like halfway up.
He's gonna
this
lead you down the path of righteousness.
Scrub pulls out the tiniest
Kayla
pair
says
of
goodbye.
pom-poms.
Hi, friends.
Bye, Kayla.
I'm gonna lead you down the path that rocks.
Well, I rolled a nat
I'm-
20.
Oh yes.
So I think I don't even.
You
No,
just
hold on.
you boot this door, and it's like just like your toes kind of get wedged in the door frame, and the whole door just goes just careening into the room beyond.
Oh. That was the trial kick. I was just lining it up. Oops.
Well, that was very impressive.
How am I supposed to get
How long does
inside?
enlarge last?
It's only 1 minute, but I can dispel it. so,
Oh, okay.
so if I can,
I'm not
if,
certain that.
yeah,
I'm not
if I
certain
can,
the castle will be able to fit
Yeah,
through the door.
if I can clearly see that they wouldn't be able to go in through the door, I would dispel it.
It's almost like one of those things where like someone's got like something across their shoulders and they're trying to go through the door, and so like.
Yeah, Castle, you gotta
Over,
turn sideways.
arms and you all start shouting advice. Pivot. It's just not working.
Trying to get a
So you-
couch up the stairs.
Right.
Yeah, so you reduce castle in size, and you enter in through this damaged door. So inside there's lots of so we're now inside the part of the map where I have y'all. So it's kind of a big semicircle of a room with a few large tables, but the place is kind of a mess. Like there's smashed furniture everywhere, or some barrels. Beyond kind of the center of the room, you see a ascending spiral staircase that goes up into the kind of center of the lighthouse. And there are several tapestries hanging from higher parts of the walls that have a kind of a swirling nautilus shell that is green on kind of a sky blue banner. And they're at the bottom, they're kind of shredded and pulled, like some people have been trying to attack them. And coming from underneath the table are several creatures, of which I will reveal to what they look like.
Ooh, cute.
So, could someone like screen grab that and share it to the Discord so Michael can see
Yeah, I
it as
gotcha.
well?
Well, I won't be able to see
but-
it in Discord either because I have the cams on Discord for the production.
Oh,
Fair enough. Let
So
me
it's all
see
good.
if I can pull
just
up.
just verbally
something that
describe
they
it, and I
would
can.
look like.
I'm doing all theater of the mind. I'm good.
They are a special kind of animal.
Oh,
They are very fish-like. They are bipedal with two arms. They have like lots of kind of almost like sea trash, just different, like maybe like a gourd bottle or bits of glass that are strung about their person, and it's wearing like a loincloth, and they're carrying jagged weapons that look like they're made from maybe like flotsam and jetsam from ships, or from flint stones that you'd find at the bottom of the sea. And they have kind of a humpback and elongated neck and head that have almost like a lamprey like mouth at the end, full of needle sharp teeth.
Ugh.
And any of you who have spent some time on the ocean before would notice these as eel folk.
Eel folk.
Basically,
Yeah.
they're monsters that
And
can
so-
also hold a hatchet. Just what we're looking for.
So
You were
these. There are
you were right,
six
Skib.
of these. There are 6 of these eel folk that are crawling out from under the table. These 2 tables. 4 of them are closer to you on your side of the tables, and then there are 2, one for each table, that crawl out of the other side. And we're going to roll some initiative. Nice, got an 18.
I got a 6.
Cookie rolled a 19.
Rearrange some of these. Cookie with a 19. Castle with a 6. Is that right?
Castle with
and
a 6.
Skib with an 18.
Yes.
Well, they did very well and very poorly at the same time. The 4 that are on the side closest to you rolled a 2 for their group initiative check, and the ones on the far side of the table rolled a 20. So they're going to go first. The ones on the far side, they're a little bit better armed. They are both carrying spears, and they both jump over the table and then just leap over the heads of their fellows and just sprint right towards you. They have a thing called lunge, so if they move 20 feet straight towards the target and then hit it with a spear attack, you will take some extra damage. So one of them is going to, well, first off, the DM is going to change earbuds so that his sound doesn't die. Can someone say something to make sure this worked?
Check, check.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Check,
Still
check.
good?
All right, I hear you. Okay, so one of them is going to attack you, Castle, with a spear. Does an 18 hit your AC?
It does.
Okay, so that is going to be 6 piercing damage, plus an extra 7 for that lunge. So 6 plus 7 is 14, I believe. So you take 14
13.
piercing damage. 13, thank you. You take 13 piercing damage. I'm fully open to have my math corrected at any point.
Yeah, Castle's probably still a little bit disoriented from being really big and now being really small. Well, really small again.
You got the bends. That's not what the bends are. The other one attacks Skib and does a 15 hit you?
Yeah.
All right, so you also take 13 piercing damage.
Oh no. All right.
Oh no. And meanwhile, they're just like hissing and lunging at you. That is their turn. So Cookie, it is now your turn.
Ugh. So you said there were 4 grouped together that have not gone, and there's 2 that just lunged at us.
There's 2 and 2 that are a bit further back to the center of the room, and there were 2 that were behind the tables that leaped over the tables and attacked the group. So the two groups of 2 are still farther back. We will differentiate between them, calling one of them just eel folk, and then the other ones we will call the hunters. The 2 that attacked you are the hunters.
Hunters, okay. Just fly towards the one that is harassing my friend Castle. is I would probably still be kind of like on her or on the shoulder of the castle, and then flutter down and then start just unarmed striking. Coming down like just come down with the double axe handle.
Like Captain Kirk.
Yeah. So I'll make 2 unarmed strikes for my attack. 24 is the first one to hit.
That'll do it.
The second one is a 23 to hit.
Both hit.
So
amazingly.
First one only does 4 bludgeoning damage. And the second one does 9 bludgeoning damage to the same fellow.
Alright, so that's 13 damage.
And then, hey, for a bonus action, spinning heel kick. That's only going to be a 10.
That is amazing. So you really hacked into this guy, just these tiny fists of fury cannot be stopped. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Nope, that's everything I can do.
All right, Skib, it is your turn.
All right, well, I took the gun of feet, so I'm just gonna take out my gun and shoot this gobber in the face.
Ilfolk.
Excuse me, you're right. How is this possible?
Are you using your regular round, or are you using the beat of force round?
I'm using my regular round.
Okay, good, because
I never said I reloaded.
That was a +6 to that, so that would have been a 5, and it would have exploded on you.
Right. I just fire early and it goes into a wall. I'm gonna use a disengage bonus action and then just like scrabble underneath the closest table, while I nurse the open wound that's like currently bleeding out of my side. So
what you're doing is you are now entering into melee range of the eel folk that are standing right in front of the table.
They're directly behind the table. Or
you guys have entered from the south of the map here.
Right.
The 2 H guys jumped over the table and attacked you at the doorway. These 4 E guys here on the map, they are still standing where they are in front of the table. So you would have to like move through and past them.
And that doesn't happen if I take the disengage action or bonus action or whatever.
I think disengage would be with someone that you're directly like messing with, but then if you're entering into a whole new, kind of combat area, I don't know if that would carry over.
Okay.
Because you're disengaging from the person that you're interacting with now, not with the person over there.
Right. I understand. Dang, where do I go from here?
You can duck back behind the doorway if you want.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I'm gonna just run outside, but I'm still here.
It's like a whole door.
Skip, where are you going?
Okay.
I'll just
Scaredy.
Gotta reload.
There's a trail of blood.
Okay, Castle, it's your turn.
All right, I would like to rage since that hurt a lot, and my friends are simultaneously running away and attacking.
Reloading.
And...
Strategic retreat.
Right. That's what they said. So there's that hunter right in front of me.
Right.
So I will take a strike at him or them.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to sex a fish.
It's a 17 to hit.
It's a term. Don't chuckle, you middle schoolers.
No,
you said
what
17?
was it? There's some commercial that's like,
yes.
It's hard to sex
17.
a fish. Like...
Yeah, 17 hits. Tell me about the damage on that.
22 points of... I don't remember.
It was either 22 or 24.
It
was 20 something.
You did an amazing amount of damage on this thing. But it's still up, and the other one is still up. But now it is the other 4 ill folks' turn. And so they're gonna move in two groups, just kind of operate in two groups like that. One of them is going to come at you and try to attack you, Castle, and they're going to swing a long knife at you, and it'll probably miss. Let's just say that I'll roll once for both, for time reasons. But so both of them, are trying to get around their friend, but they miss. The other ones try to move past the hunter that is not harmed at all, and try to poke their heads around and see what's happening outside of the doorway where you are, Skib, and going to try to swipe their knives at you. Gosh, man, these rolls are awful, and they're going to miss you as well, most likely, because a 2 plus anything is not really enough to hit. But that is the ill folks' turn, and we're back at the top of the order with the hunters. The severely wounded hunter is going to attack Castle. It rolled a 1. And then
Bounce off the shield.
Yep, and then their unharmed partner rolled a 6. Oh my lord! And I just can't get you guys right now. So both of them just they whiff totally, bringing us back to Cookie. So Cookie, you've got 2 options, or a few options. You could attack the hunter that is already wounded. You could attack the hunter that is unwounded. You could attack the group of 2 eel folk that are next to the wounded, or the 2 that are poking their heads out trying to attack Skib. What would you like to do?
I'll go ahead and attack the one that looks injured.
Okay.
Bring kind of like a spinning elbow to the face.
Oh yeah.
That's probably gonna miss with a 9. I'm gonna.
Yeah, 9's gonna miss.
I'm gonna keep the other elbow out too, and try to catch him with the other elbow coming around as I'm spinning with my second attack.
Oh, very good.
Oh, and I only did 1 better. That's a 10.
Nope. It's like you're trying to find purchase with your strikes, but their skin is so slimy and slickery that just squishes right off instead of actually landing a solid blow.
All right, fine. I'm gonna use my bonus action to do like a backwards heel flip kick in the middle of the air and try to hit this guy one more time.
Okay.
That's better. That's an 18.
That hits.
All right. So that's going to deal 4 points of damage.
Take the mic for a second and tell us how this spongy skinned eel dies.
Well, the kick, as it's going in slow motion, is leaving a trail of this fairy dust. As it's kind of falling, it kind of sprinkles down onto Castle's head, just like snow falling, and you hear there's just the impact and the slow motion impact, and watch the eel folks' face just go.
Somewhere off in the distance, as you hit it, you hear a tiny go. So a little bell sounds whenever you kill.
And now, is the other guy that was there, are they considered kind of engaged with both Castle and I?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just stay put then.
Okay. All right. So one of the hunters is down. You still have another hunter and 4 eel folk. Skib, it is your turn. You have 2 around the corner eyeballing you.
I have a rules question because I have a hard time keeping him straight. But if that other hunter, right, who's engaged with Castle and Cookie, if I take a shot at him, do I get advantage on that?
You would have to move past the 2 in front of you in order to get a clear shot, I would say. Because you're around the corner of the door, and they've poked their heads out and are engaged with you. So you'd have to take them out or move past or through them first in order to take a shot at that other hunter.
Yes, I see what you're saying. And how tall are they? They're like, I'm not that short.
Let's say that they're medium sized, probably about 5 foot.
Okay, I mean, gnomes, for some reason, I don't get nimbleness, so, yeah,
Don't you have that theory of the small, though, or something?
no, I wish.
What do gnomes get?
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? So I raise my hands in the air with the gun, like, in surrender. Like, I just don't care. And all of a sudden, these little, like, tinkling little bolts that I have that look like rings on my fingers start to glimmer, and I clap my hands over my head, and then, like, push my arms down, and I cast Jump on myself, and can I leap over them?
Sweet.
Jump!
Like the slow-mo, like, flip through the air over their heads. I mean, they could do whatever they want, but I'd like to take the disengage action as I'm doing all that.
It's like a reverse Free Willy. So it's just like they're the sea creatures, and you Free Willy over top of them.
The soul of that tuna, like, flying behind me. And yeah, and then as soon as I land, I'm gonna dart to the corner of the, like, lighthouse, just like, you know what I mean.
Of the room.
Yeah, of the room. I know there's no corner, it's a round room. Just to get back into it. Okay. And that'll be it for me.
Well, this room technically has corners because it's a half circle, so you could kind of move just off. Just tell me, are you moving off to the right or to the left?
To the right.
Okay. That area is clear. Okay. So
Okay.
tell me, are you wanting to shoot or anything?
I can't. It's a whole action.
Oh, it's your action. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get back into this in a place where I'm not immediately hounded.
Okay. Castle, it is now your turn.
Cookie, you know it takes time to get that out of my fur. Don't. What options do I have for enemies?
Bring me enemies. Must kill enemies.
You have one hunter and 2 eel folk who are in your face.
All right, I will start with the hunters since I don't like those guys.
Okay.
$18? No,
Yes.
17. 17
Both.
for the first hit.
Yeah. Second hit.
That's a 16 for the second.
You're good for both, so roll me damage for those.
Math is hard, guys.
That's okay. I believe in you.
That's 18 points of slashing damage.
Oh,
total.
very nice. I lost my phone somewhere. Oh, I'm using my phone. I was going to use my phone for my calculator. I am a very smart person. Let me pull up a calculator elsewhere. I was going to ask y'all to do the math. I was like, I don't want to tell you guys what their HP is. That's not smart. You said how much total? Sorry?
18 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Yeah, so you carve into this thing, and it takes 2, really, really big gashes out of it, and it's kind of leaking this, like, almost like dark, kind of reddish green blood. It's really gross. And that is your turn. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
I keep forgetting this, but as part of my raging, I get to ask one creature within 10 feet of me to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay.
And
Do you have to
depending
be one of
on
the
what
one
they...
you attack? Or?
Yeah, sure. On the hunter. And
What's the
they will
DC on
take
that?
13. They will take lightning damage.
He rolled a 15.
Alright, so they will take half. It's 1d6. I got a 1, so they take 1 point of lightning damage.
Okay. Excellent. Anything else you want to do?
That is my turn.
Okay. Excellent. Anything else you want to... All right. It is now the eel folks' turn. They're going to, like, in their kind of slippery, hissing kind of a language, they're just, very upset about this. The two that are by the door are actually going to slip out of the door and make an escape. But the two that are engaged with you, they're going to kind of attack together at Cookie. And rolled a 13. Does that hit you?
That will miss. Cookie dodges.
Yeah. All right. So that is their turn, and we're back at the top of the order with the last hunter, who is going to try to attack you with his spear. He rolled an 11. Does that hit you?
Is that same person?
Yeah.
Yeah, misses.
Okay. So
dodges again.
Yeah, these guys aren't too good at the fighting.
Cookie's just
Cookie,
flying. Cookie's just spinning around rapidly, avoiding these attacks.
Yeah,
Cookie,
just like at one point, like he lunges with his spear, and you kind of like jump on top of the blade of the spear and kind of like dance your way along the shaft, and until you reach his face, and it's your turn.
Just to flavor text this, I'm gonna basically, as I'm like walking down the staff of this hunter, I'm gonna grab it and use it to like smash it into his face as an unarmed strike. Like,
yeah, hit yourself.
Yeah, stop hitting yourself. So that's going to be a 25 on the first one.
Yes, please.
And then to do it again rapidly, I'm just going to roll both of these. The second one is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yes.
So that's 5 points of bludgeoning and an additional 7 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. That's 12 total.
And then you're just gonna a swift kick to the fishy eye with her martial arts. That's a 12, so I'm imagining that does not hit.
That misses. Sorry. You do manage to plant your foot up one of its fish-like nostrils.
Ah, disgusting.
And so, you pull your leg out and it's covered in eel snot.
Skib, I have a dirty boot.
Castle, it's your turn.
Good man.
Oh, no, Skib,
no,
it's your turn.
I don't think so.
So Skib, it is your go.
Okay, so yes, now we're back. I'm gonna take aim at that hunter and land a hit. I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
I believe in you.
But yes, that was the question. I don't know if necessarily, do I get advantage since he's engaged with another person or no?
Yeah, sure, why not? Oh yeah, that hits.
Oh my gosh! Okay. So that'll be 13 plus the sneak attack.
Alright, so take the mic and tell me how you kill it.
Okay, yeah, I look at Cookie and I'm like, good man! And then I turn and just shoot that hunter right through the back of the head, and the bullet just goes clean through into the wall. And I'm like, that's what we side! Look what you did! Well, it wasn't you, it was the other one, but got him. And at the same time as that guy like falls, there's like a weird like chill that settles over the room. Like, you know how like all of a sudden just like goosebumps. Like all your fur stands on end and just like, you know, their wings start to titter. And one of the eel folk, like right next to that hunter, like just, I don't know, grabs its stomach or something, but like retches as like some force like takes a hold of its guts and just squeezes it. And it's gonna take 4 points of tummy ache damage.
Oh no, my tummy! I must have had some bad tuna.
I was gonna say that one didn't have the good tuna.
As soon as he like finishes, like you just hear like echo in the hall. That's my phantom feat, and I'm saying my phantom is the tuna now.
The ghost.
The ghost tuna. And yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay, so did they take any damage from the grossness of that?
They do. It's half, so it's 1d6, and I rolled a 4, and so then I'm just, it says of necrotic damage.
So they take 4 or 2?
4 necrotic damage. I rolled 1d6 as opposed
4.
to my 2d6 sneak attack.
Sure. They're not happy with that, and like they like scramble out of the door after their fellows, like leaving a trail of eel vomit.
Where you going?
Why is everybody running away?
Now that I can hit something, I'm ready to fight.
And we are out of initiative.
I'm just like scramble to the door really quick and look out like where are they going?
They are like scrambling as fast as they can down the hillside and then like diving into the water and like kind of disappearing off into the waves.
Huh, okay. I guess they went home.
You did it, Skib. You did it. You scared them away.
You're right. You're right, I really did it.
I'm proud of you, Skib.
Me. Oh, thank you, Cookie. And I like your dirty boot.
It's disgusting.
Well, no, it's like you're
look at it. I'm kind of like
a wife.
Cookie holds his boot up and there's like just mucus like hanging off of it.
You're right. It's not like the best kind of dirty, but it's your man has done something. Kicked a man right in the schnoz. That exactly. And how are you holding up, Castle?
Castle's already moved on and is starting to like check out doors and maybe the stairs. Like
Castle, you're bleeding. Fine. Do you want to take a moment to like?
I'm fine.
Just sit down.
Why?
Well,
because we're both on the bleeding.
Skib is bleeding out pretty bad right now.
I'm fine. Really?
Fun. Normal Tuesday.
Alright, well then, Castle, I understand you're fine, but do you mind carrying me while you go check out other things? Because
yes.
As happy as I am... Okay, great.
Wait.
No, I said I do mind.
She does, oh. Yeah, Castle does mind. They will not carry you.
Alright.
So, back at the back side of this semicircle of a room, you see the spiral staircase that leads up into more of the lighthouse tower, and then you have a door on either side of that staircase, the right and the left. So, which would you guys want to investigate? Right, left, or middle?
I'll start with the left door.
So the staircase doesn't just keep going up? The staircase just doesn't keep going up?
It kind of spirals up and away. It's not like one of those metal ones that you see like in fancy houses that you can see all the way up.
Okay.
It is like it kind of goes into the wall, like into the stone, and you see it curving around, almost like a bell tower kind of.
Got it.
But I'm just looking for signs of life, and if I don't really see anything of interest or the lighthouse keeper, I'm basically moving on pretty quick.
So, in that area, I've revealed it to you. You see several like clawed apart barrels that have just been like trashed completely, and some moldy food, and everything's scattered around that area. If you want, you can make any kind of investigation or intelligence check about anything else that could be in the room.
Well, I'm not really good at either, but I rolled a 17.
It's not going to do it. I'm sorry. It's just a room.
Just a room. That's all I know. People. All right, I'm out.
Nothing in that room. A wink. Do you guys want to check out the stairway or the other room?
I'll check the left room.
The left room has already
room?
been.
Sorry, that's just me being not knowing anything. The right room, please.
Okay.
Cookie will stick with Skib.
So normally we would have another combat encounter, but I'm thinking for time reasons, you see, instead of live eel folk, you see a bunch of kind of bodies that have been kind of like, looks like it was like a makeshift hospital area, and they have been wounded somehow and brought down to this area. So like a lot of these eel folk are dead or just really, really sick. Like they're feeble and not really able to move. There's a bunch of old bunk beds with, kind of really tattered, frayed linens, and an empty weapons rack is on kind of the east side of the wall. But there's not really any threats in here. There's just either dead or dying eel folk.
Hey, Cookie, I think I'm gonna try and sneak up here and see if I can see what's going on with them.
See if any of them have a hatchet.
Oh, it's a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna put the Cookie on my back. We're gonna tiptoe up and see if any of them A, have a hatchet, and B, if we can figure out what's got them all busted up, if it's just regular wounds or if there's something else going on.
Okay. Make first your stealth for me.
Is Cookie is Cookie still on your back?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I better probably make one too. 25.
Yeah, you're both fine.
You slip into the one remaining like little front patch of hair that I have left.
Just,
like,
just peeking out. Just peeking out.
Oh my god. Okay, and then the second check?
Yeah, you said you wanted to do like an investigation.
Yeah, it could be investigation or medicine, whichever one you think is right, because I am like looking at wounds, trying to figure out like what's going on with these guys.
Make it a medicine then.
Okay.
They just bad. They hurt bad, and you don't know why they hurt bad. You don't know why you're also forgetting to speak with definite articles. They hurt real bad.
Part of the problem is fairy dust is falling in your face.
Yeah, you see me like...
Sorry about that.
You must be allergic to fairy dust, and it's caused like a brain fart or something.
I just can't control it. It just kind of happens.
So, you do see that one of them, that one of the dying ones is clutching kind of a small coin purse like close to its death. It's like.
I try and like look up at you. That's what I'm doing. Like, should we?
I don't know if that's honorable.
Ooh, honorable.
But
Are you gonna?
I'm down if you're down. It
I'll-
seems really
I'll-
important.
I'll look around to see if Castle's around.
Probably just closing up the other door and lumbering towards your guys's.
Just this one time.
All right. Make a sleight of hand check to try to steal money from a dying eel folk.
Well, if you put it that way.
Yeah.
Did any of you ever see the 70s cartoon Robin Hood? Where it's like Robin Hood is trying to steal a bag of gold from a sleeping Prince John, and he kind of manages to pull it away, and he manages to slip it out. This doesn't happen for you. The exact opposite of that happens. It's like you're trying to kind of pull it out, and he goes, and like
Run!
trying to half-hearted swipe at you.
He's right.
And
He's right. Let's leave him be.
The bag falls onto the ground and bursts, and there's several different coins and like a weirdly large amount of like seashells that are all scattered on the thing. You can make one more sleight of hand check to see if you can grab anything and get out of there, but there's not really anyone able to chase you.
No, listen, I like look at the dying man and I'm like, honestly, I thought you had like more than false marbles or like something that was sort of like integral to the story, so it's just money, I'm gonna go, I'm sorry. Just go on out of there.
Jim Cookie did start.
Good luck.
Jim Cookie did start fluttering and rolled an 18 on a sleight of hand to pick out the prettiest shell he could find and then stow it away.
You throw it away?
No, stow it
Okay.
away. Yeah, not. Yeah.
Oh, throw it away.
Yeah. Yeah, I would,
Ooh, look at this
look
shell.
at this pretty shell. Right in the trash.
And then just can it and just tuck it over your foot. No, okay. So you got a very beautiful. It's almost like a clamshell thing it's really rough looking on the outside, but you open it up, it's a beautiful kind of like umber pink to blue color scheme on the inside. It's very nice.
Perfect.
So yeah, you guys can close the door there, and the stairs are open to you.
Sorry. Get better.
Oh wait, dying piece. Get better. Okay. So yeah, you guys want to go up the stairs then?
Please.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go up the stairs. Let me reveal that area to you. You go up the stairs, and you're met at the top of the stairs by this large iron door that looks like parts of it have been almost kind of like melted, like a little bit, like it's been superheated and then allowed to cool, and superheated and then allowed to cool. And you smell like cooked fish somehow. It's like you just smell like burned scales. Is how I can best describe it. Seared bits of eel folk against the top of the door. And what do you guys want to try to do?
You said against the top of the door, as if like
the outside of the door looks like parts of it have been melted, and there are like patches of like eel skin that have been like melted onto it.
Okay.
I will bang on the door with my sword blade. Not super hard, just enough to clang.
I just love
Clang,
thinking
clang,
like,
clang, clang.
should I do like an Arcana check, or like I'm thinking
And I'm
about
going
the guy
to
that's
yell,
really a druid, and it's like I'm gonna knock.
Just in a louder voice. Lucian, you in there?
You're
we're
not
here
gonna
to help.
trick me. You're not gonna trick me. I know you eel folk just want to get in there and kill me, but you're not gonna get me.
We killed all the eel folk, or Most of them. Right? Most of them?
And then like a sliding panel, like at a speakeasy, kind of slides back, and you see a pair of kind of electric blue eyes that, kind of like, and bushy white eyebrows that are kind of like looking out through you. It's like, what? Did that stupid, mangy, flea-bitten seagull actually find you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is how
actually,
we got here.
it did. Yeah.
Amazing! And then clang, and then you hear like a New York apartment series of clink, 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 clink. And then the door swings open, and you see a kind of a shorter human. He's got wild white hair, and as I say, he's got these like kind of like cobalt, electric eyes, and he's got very bushy eyebrows, and he's just so happy to see you. And he smells awful, too. By the way, he just smells a very very much human unbathed smell, and kind of flings himself on you, Castle, and goes, "Oh, thank you so much. These blasted eel folk tried to attack me."
Behind his back, Cookie casts Druidcraft and makes it smell like potpourri.
Oh, thank you. I've been meaning to do that, but I've been trapped in here for days, and I've had to use all of my magics in order to, create some water or some berries for me to eat. So I haven't been able to use my magic to clean myself. I apologize.
What eel folk here? I'm sort of like peering down at my feet, like, what are you doing? You smell.
Oh yeah, and
why are they?
I thought she was dead. Why ain't the lighthouse on?
Yeah, why? What are the eel folk here? Are they after something?
I've been trapped in this room. I haven't been able to get to the supplies to keep the light burning. The supplies are down in the basement.
Oh.
Well, that makes sense.
I guess.
Yes. You think I keep everything in this one room? He waggles his eyebrow.
Well, then you wouldn't have to carry it back and forth then. I mean...
Right. And
Okay,
druids are like
I
really
don't tell you how
magic.
to
You could
heal.
just
You tell me how to light it.
make
Right.
fire whenever.
I told you I've been using all of my magic to survive. Occasionally, I'd have to heat the metal of the door to keep those eel folk from breaking in.
Smells delicious, by the way.
Yeah.
We never checked in the basement.
No, we didn't.
There's a basement?
So
Oh, but
beneath
yeah.
the tower,
Oh, go ahead.
I have a special locked room, and in that room are some of my lighthouse supplies, but also this magic dish that I use for ceremonies to keep the harbor clear of water elementals. And since I haven't been able to enact my ceremony, I imagine that the water elementals are wreaking quite a havoc in the harbor, aren't they?
Yeah, Kessel got body slammed by one.
Yes, that happened.
Oh, well, now that these eel folk are out of the way, I can resume my duties, and thank you so much. I'm glad that annoying, cawing, trash-eating bird found you.
No problem. Hey,
Are seagulls really that bad?
Oh, they're the worst!
I mean, your bird seemed to have kind of a self-esteem problem, mate. I don't know if you keep talking about it like that. He did a good thing for you.
That may have been the bird. They may have recognized its own horribleness, or it might have been, part of the magic that I used to allow it to speak to you.
That was sad? Part of the magic makes it sad?
Who knows? Magic is mysterious. It's hard to nail down exactly what makes magic or what makes seagulls awful, but there you go.
Yeah, honestly, you're right. I'm gonna stick to magic that makes me jump high and just go get you things. I don't want to think about it much more.
Oh, well, thank you. I must offer you some kind of payment. Money isn't normally what I do. I've got
a chest over there. It's full of money that I've kept through the years. You can have that.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Can you bring a tuna back to life?
How long has it been dead? And do you have the body?
About an hour, and I don't. But I have its spirit.
As they say in Faerun, 2 strikes and you're out.
Alright, I'll just take the money.
So he gives you this chest, and inside is like assorted gold coins from different realms and countries, and it's about like 300 gold that you guys can have.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yes.
I should be able to handle disposing of all the rest of these nasty eel folk. I can summon one of the water elementals in here and clean out the whole place.
And they've sort of set up an honest hospital on your first floor. You should talk to them and sort of see.
They are murderers. They're not worth anything.
I think you should re-examine your relationships with sea life. Okay.
Well, that frankly is my own personal decision and choice, and I thank you for freeing me, but you are not in any position to help me make moral choices.
Fair enough.
Script, they did stab you.
Yes, they did try to kill you.
Yes.
One bad
They
apple
always-
don't make the bunch. Come on, guys.
They did not fight honorably.
Yes, they are very dishonorable. They creep out of the ocean to attack the town all the time.
Do they?
Yeah,
I don't
they
know
do.
if I believe him.
Make an
Insight
insight
check.
check? I don't know. For 16? Yeah, he's totally telling the truth. Eel folk are nasty.
All
A nasty
right.
boy.
They're nasty. But their hospital was nice.
He thanks you. It wasn't really. It was really. They're very bad doctors. He thanks you warmly, and does a summoning magic and summons a water elemental. And instead of looking like a big serpentine dragon like the other one did, this one's it looks like a really enormous otter, and the otter kind of like sweeps through the lighthouse interior and kind of pulls out and washes away blood and vomit and all kinds of traces of these eel folk, and just kind of like splooshes them out of the lighthouse and back into the water, and the lighthouse is once again cleaned and under the proper management. You help Lucy and Skyhorn reignite the lighthouse, and you go out and talk to the captain, Captain Coppertree, and so I take it that you were successful.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. I'm going to be sailing out of here. You're welcome to join me if you like, or I could give you a quick ride back, but it's going to be difficult to get back because everyone's going to be wanting to leave. So you might as well come with me for a little while and sail on my crew, as it were. You get an equal share, no matter what kind of business we're in.
Well, we haven't been on a ship for a while. What do you think?
Yeah,
Nothing else to do.
45 minutes. Let's go. I'm excited.
There is something I want to take care of first.
Oh, what's that?
He would look at the
What's
group. Cookie would look at the group and say, "I'll be right back." and he would flutter towards the town and just fly off and go find the dwarf guy with the dirty hat and would pay him the 5 gold that he's owed, because that's an honorable thing to do. Yep. And then he would also offer to pay him 5 gold for his dirty hat.
Okay. It takes you approximately an hour and a half round.
Okay. Then return to the boat with the dirty hat.
I'm trying to convince Castle to play like marbles with me with the force marbles. Like, okay, if we just flick him, I don't think anything bad's gonna happen.
And so it's like you're negotiating with the force marbles, and then this like filthy bicorn hat. It's got the front and the back.
I stick it right on Skib's head.
Just plomp.
Like all of a sudden, Skib freezes. His eyes go really wide.
Now you're a real sailor.
And then he turns to the captain,
I'm the
Coppertree, and pulls her gun out and is like, I'm the captain now. Next episode.
And yeah,
throw a scrib over the side of the ship.
Off the ship.
Just toss him over the side.
Okay. Let's make contested athletics for Castle and dexterity for Skib to see if this happens, and then we'll wrap up.
Like, to see if I can get my shot off first?
To see if you can avoid being yeeted into the ocean.
Cool. And it's just I'm sorry. Say it one more time. Athletics, right?
You make a dexterity check, and Castle makes an athletics check.
I
14.
rolled pretty high. I don't know.
What'd you get?
I got a 25.
Okay, so I'm the captain now.
What do you shout? What do you shout as you are catapulted into the ocean?
I'm coming, tuna!
I'm coming, a big tuna!
I'm right behind you!
And that's where we'll end our adventure. We did it, gang.
Well
the
done.
Rare in
well
time
done.
Clock one shot.
Well done.
Yay!
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor?